Sonal Shah. I'm a coach. I work full-time in corporate world within banking as a vice president. My business is coaching women to fulfill their career potential. And in particular, I focus on females that want to change careers into the tech industry, where they're interested in technology, because we don't have enough females in the tech industry, currently standing at around just over 20%. So, but I do help females in any aspect of their career to get fulfill potential, get promotion, be more happier, change jobs, whatever they need.
Amazing.
I'm a speaker as
You
well.
are a speaker, and you're getting some really good gigs lately, aren't you?
Yeah.
So what's this new one that I think you're going to be on soon?
Well, it's gone by. I applied to the United Nations as a UK delegate, so I've recently experienced with them some meetings and helping move the dial towards gender equality for all females, and also in the technology industry. So it was right up my street to help women and girls. Be 300 years to bridge the gap with gender equality in general. So there's lots of work to be done.
Well, it's amazing work that you're doing, and I'm going to ask you what unstoppable means to you in a minute, but before I forget, I was going to say it's interesting because you're trying to get women into tech, whereas at the other scale, like older women like myself, people are coming out of it, aren't they? Coming out of the corporate world because, well, actually, because of a lot of the time, because of the perimenopause and the symptoms of the menopause. So you've got like a double-ended barrel there, haven't you, where you're trying to get young people into it, but then you've got the older women falling out of it.
We have. They're looking for a change, though. So I think with technology or a lot of industries now, you can work flexibly, which is the biggest advantage. And that's what I'm doing, is trying to help them find the right niche and be flexible in the way they work. So it's not as demanding, and they work around their family or their home life, whatever their commitments may be.
Yeah, so it's very tricky.
Yeah.
So given this is my Unstoppable series, I always ask my guests this very same question. So, Sonal, what does being unstoppable mean to you, my darling?
I think to me it means, keeping that resilience, being unstoppable. I still work full time in corporate life, and I'm determined to make a success of my career, my business, not my career, my business. I have made a success of the career already, but determined to show that you can have it all. I am working and I am running a business, and we can meet whatever we want to do. You can be unstoppable at any age. I've got lots of years of experience from the corporate industry to offer everybody, and I also inspire and speak externally to encourage people, those that are early in their careers as well as those that are experienced in their careers. And I'm getting a lot of interest and traction from it, because you don't know what you don't know. So Being unstoppable, you've got to share, you've got to invest in yourself to be able to do all that sharing that we do. And I know you're from the corporate industry, so you'll know exactly what I mean. So there's lots of different things to it. But yeah, it's important to be investing in yourself to keep that up and able to help and offer your services to everyone that needs them.
Absolutely. And I said at the beginning that we met at business coaching because, like you said, I come from the corporate world. I didn't know anything about building a business. And it is an ongoing learning process, in the same way that I've invested in my personal development as well. So by doing that, I uncovered the limiting beliefs that were holding me back, which basically was confidence, which very conveniently leads me into this. So as of last week, I become a #1 international best-selling co-author with my story. So I've got a chapter in here which talks about how I overcome my confidence, actually, and how, a couple of years later of moving out of my corporate life, that I'm now running my own business, doing Instagram lives that I'd never done before. Didn't even have an Instagram account actually back then. But it's about building your confidence, isn't it? And I help males and females now, really, to become unstoppable by really uncovering your limiting beliefs that are holding you back, which a big one is confidence.
Absolutely.
And how have you found that with women, about their lack of confidence?
Congratulations on the chapter. I've read it already, Julie. I loved it. Well done. And lovely share
you.
from your experiences in corporate, etc. It was really good
Thank
writing.
you.
My experience of confidence. What was the question? My experience of confidence
Women,
with
yeah,
women.
or
Yeah,
women lacking in confidence in general.
yeah. I do think that we really suffer from that. For one, we're trying to catch up with the gender pay gap. Sorry, I'm going to try and move a bit because I can't see you very well. For one, we're for one, we're trying to bridge the gender pay gap. We've got a lot of catching up to do anyway as females. And then on top of that, we lack the confidence. We're not always where we should be. It's that doubt, and there's a lot more work to be done. So for one, we're behind anyway. And then number two, from a personal level, a lot of us suffer from confidence. So I think it's good to help each other, such as like getting on these lives like we are today together, all helping each other with our goals, and helping input that value to each other to give us that confidence to rise a lot quicker, because I think we could speed it up a lot more. And I'm seeing a lot of this within people that I speak to and work with, that it's years and years of it, and when you get to it, it's hard to change. It takes a long time to come out of it.
Well, I think once I think we spend a lot of time living off the fact that we've got lack of confidence and things like that, but it's actually stopping to do something about it. That's the trick.
Absolutely.
And the brilliant thing is the work that I do with my clients, which is, you know, unraveling. I do it by hypnosis, to go tap into their subconscious to find out the root cause of what's lacking, that what makes them lacking confidence. But basically what it is, it's that core belief system that we create when we're younger, but we live off that young belief in our adult life. So if we can, although it can take you know, I hear what you're saying about it can take a long time, but when you work with me, it doesn't. In one session, in not 30 days, basically, we can unravel your limiting beliefs, eradicate them, and then you do a recording that you have to listen to for about 3 or 4 weeks to embed your new powerful beliefs. But like that, really, you can swip them because it is a belief. But the problem is we can't consciously understand what they are, which is why sometimes talking therapy doesn't always work, because you're talking with your conscious brain. And I want to make it clear, I'm not slating talking therapy, because I am actually a trained counsellor, and I know I've helped many people in the past, but I also know I can help more people now, because by tapping into your subconscious, we get to the gold, and we get to it quickly, we eradicate it, and then you're moving on and you're living your life, becoming unstoppable, basically.
But I think we don't know what we don't know. So your service is great. And I know I've heard of good results. I've seen the testimonials from you. But when I'm getting people coming to me about their careers, there's different things that have happened on one on top of another. And it takes a while for people to just reach that. So that would be good to, you know, understand a bit more about what you do as well, so that people know.
You know, and you know, we've got mutual clients, and we can say his name because he's done the video testimonial. But you know, like Dan, we did confidence for him, and within a couple of days, he was just smashing out videos and things that he was never doing before, and you know, his confidence was like through the roof.
Amazing.
And he went through like a whole cycle of change, really, looking at his business and whether it works for him right now or not, and you know, really. In 6 weeks, he's completely changed his whole thought pattern around.
Amazing.
You know, and it is quick, and that's what I love about it. I mean, depending on how many issues you want to resolve, but if you're only focusing on one in particular, yeah, you can do that in one session working with me, which is pretty awesome. I did one today, actually, working with someone with confidence, and because you're tapping into your subconscious, you're coming out with things that you didn't even know were an issue. And we basically get to the events and find the feelings and emotions that are attached to it, and then we sort of like desensitize that feeling and emotion. We don't get rid of the memory, but you don't have that neurons, you know, going back to that same event and causing you that grief and keeping you small. And that's what mine was. It was all about keeping me not being visible. So doing things like this would have been a complete no-no. So now I'm like, yeah, bring it on. I'll do it all. Was it speaker training last week? You know, doing all these Instagram lives, doing videos. Amazing. And yeah, it's good. Yeah. So what have you got planned in the coming weeks then? What other events are you attending as a speaker, or have you got anything exciting coming up?
I recently went to City University to speak to like early careers, you know, students that are coming out of uni. I was there last week on a panel, helping them about the real world, what to do, what not to do. A lot of females had some really good questions there. It was really interesting speaking to them, and it is quite scary these days because the opportunities are a lot harder for them. It was lovely to give back. It was lovely to give them advice and speak to them. So, you know, it is so good to do a bit of give back out in the community as well.
I mean,
and yeah,
you're doing amazingly well, because like you say, you're still working, and I know that how hard that is, because I did that up until a couple of months ago myself, trying to do it all.
Absolutely,
but
yeah.
You need to make sure that you do reflect back, and you're, you know, like, you know, I know you love what you do, but making sure that you're really proud of what you're doing, because we need people like you going out there and, you know, basically sticking up for women and encouraging them to don't be scared.
I do like to inspire them, and it is nice to come away from talks where you feel like people are coming up to you saying you really inspired me to do something, and that's the result I want to see. I just want to see them get up and make that change for themselves, whatever it might be, and carry them on the journey through the coaching if they want to. So yeah, it is good. In the past, I like doing the podcasts as well with people. So there's always something going on.
And this is why I love doing these, because it's just a conversation, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's hard to do something like this just talking to yourself, and do videos talking to yourself, and but with these types of things, you know, hopefully we give a little bit of value, bit of fun, some, you know, bit of entertainment. So. Yeah. I like it to be, you know, not too serious, just because it's just a conversation, but just to get different messages across.
It is, and like I said earlier, we do all need to work together and bridge that gap. It's so good to share your perspective on this, Julie, and understand your side of things. And we're both from corporate, so, you know, we both know how difficult it can be. We've been through all the swings and roundabouts of that kind of life. So not easy, but it's great that you're doing these regular lives. They've been amazing. So.
Oh, thanks, darling. And yeah, I mean, I'm not in the corporate world now, as of, like, I finished in December, so I'm only like, well, it's like April now, isn't it? So gosh, coming into the 4th month. But I must admit, I'm not missing the corporate world. I'm loving being all in on my business, because I can focus on it now. I can see more clients. I can help transform more clients, and that's where it is for me, transforming lives now, and knowing that I can do it relatively quickly, and knowing that it works, and just seeing people change in front of my eyes is just brilliant. It
must be so satisfying for you. It must be so to get that instant results and see the transformations in these people.
It is. And then, like when you said about being inspiring and stuff like that, when they so kindly do those video testimonials for me, because they are so powerful, because who better to, you know, promote what I do than the people that I've helped. And it's very brave of them to do that, because therapy is kind of very personal, isn't it?
A very personal thing. You can't always talk about it, can you? But
yeah. And the fact that they've done that for me is amazing, and I'll keep doing that, because I think that's more powerful. And then when they want to, because I do 2 arms to this, I do a client testimonial one and Become Unstoppable series, so when I can, I'll get them up and running as well, because that's even better still. To have that, and it's to be authentic as well, isn't it? Because doing these, people can see us for who we really are, and if they like it.
No airs and graces. You could see me walking about trying to get the phone.
No, exactly. And I just think if we can help transform or inspire just one person, then our job's it's been worth doing, isn't it?
Worth doing, definitely, absolutely. It really is. It's worth it.
Definitely worth it. And it's been really lovely having you on here, Sonal. And I know how hard you work, and I know how inspiring you are to so many women out there. But have you got anything you would like to add just before we finish?
I'd just like to say, if anyone's even just thinking about doing something and they're not sure, just bite the bullet and do it. Try it, and to get help before you try it if you don't feel comfortable. Just, there's always plenty of mentors, coaches to reach out to. There's always someone in your area that would be able to give advice and guidance. So don't hesitate. And thank you for the live, Julie. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. And that's really great advice, actually, because it is that feel the fear and do it anyway, isn't it? Don't be stuck in your fear, because, you know, there's a world out there of fun and excitement that you can have. Nearly knocked my water over there. But don't get caught up in the fear. And if you can't overcome your fear yourself, then, as Sonal said, reach out. So if we can be of any help to any of you, if you're a woman in tech and you want some advice from Sonal, just reach out to her. If I can be of any help at all in uncovering, you know, your limiting beliefs and eradicating them so you can become unstoppable, then message me too. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll get the video out so that you can, anyone that's missed it can watch it. And I'll see you next week with my next guest on my Become Unstoppable series.
Thanks very much, Julie.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.